I'm gonna get outside here.
Okay, and then we can admit everyone. Evening, Mr. Bishop.
Good evening, Your Honor.
Oh, yeah.
You can get started.
Yes.
Okay.
All right, here we go. All right, good evening, everyone. As you're being admitted to the Zoom courtroom, I'll ask all participants, please make sure you're muted at this time. Everyone, make sure that you are muted. You can see the little red microphone with the slash on it there. Good evening, everyone. I'm Judge Hudson. This is the contest docket for the Municipal Court of Dalworthy and Gardens for July 2026. We are on the record. Everything is being recorded and streamed live via YouTube as is required by statute. I'm going to take the announcements from the attorneys, and then I'll take the announcements from the pro se defendants in the order that you all logged into your Zoom courtroom. All right, so first I have Mr. Let's see, Kendra Feel, is that right, for Tkach Law Firm?
Yes.
Good evening. How are you?
Good. How are you?
I'm good, thank you. You see you have two clients with 3 cases. Are you ready for announcement on these?
Yes. Yes.
Okay, so on the Alojo case?
Yes, we're ready to accept the previously made offer that the prosecutor made.
Okay, so Mr. Bishop, I believe you have made you made an offer that included a motion to amend the complaint. Is that correct?
Yes, Your Honor, amended to 43 and a 40 in exchange for a $200 fine plus 134 court costs.
Okay. All right, and so to this charge of speeding going 43 and a 40, how does your client plead?
No contest.
All right, and waives right to jury trial, correct?
Yes.
All right, then based upon the plea of no contest, I'm finding this defendant guilty of the charge of speeding going 43 and a 40 pursuant to the plea agreement. The defendant will be assessed a fine of $200, court cost of $134. So the total is $334. Mr. Bishop, could you please remind me, is there an agreement in regards to payment? Mr. Bishop,
I'm sure the agreement was $134 down and then $100 biweekly.
We usually request 30 days to pay in full, if that's okay.
if your client can pay in full in 30 days, that's fine.
Okay.
Okay. Okay, that will be granted. Let me go ahead and sign this. Okay. I made that amendment to this one. And then you have Victoria Valdez with 2 cases, correct?
Yes, we are hoping to get one more reset with her. The prior offer for the driver's license, she's working on getting a driver's license so that she can get deferred on that and adhere to the deferral rules for having a driver's license. She had several tickets. She's trying to get her life in order right now and just needs a little bit more time with DPS to get her license.
Okay, correct me if I'm wrong, Mr. Bishop. My understanding was that there was a requirement that the defendant obtain the driver's license during the deferred. Is that correct? Or was it that you wanted proof of the driver's license for deferred?
During the deferred
Okay,
would be the rule, Your Honor.
right. That was my understanding. So, are you telling me that she's not ready to start making payments at this time because she's taking care of other tickets, or she thought she needed to have her driver's license?
It's both. We did think she needed to have her driver's license, but she is also taking care of other tickets right now, trying to get the hold lifted on her driver's license. So we're hoping that we can get a reset so that when we do accept the deferred, she's made substantial steps. My concern is that DPS is 6 months out anyway. So even if we do a 180-day deferred disposition, she's not got her holds lifted for another 3 months because of payments, then she still won't have it by the 180 days.
All right, but I don't think this offer is going to be able to stay open for the next 3 months. Are you saying that she'll be ready to move in 30 days?
Can we get a 30-day reset? Yes.
Mr. Bishop, do you have any objection to that?
No objection, Your Honor.
What's our August contest? Let me give you the date.
Okay.
Okay, we have an attorney docket on August 18th. I can give you that far out.
That works. That's perfect.
Okay. Now this will be a last reset, all right?
Understood. Thank you so much.
Okay, and or is that, you're not appearing for any other attorneys, are you?
Nope,
Okay.
that should be
all right.
it.
All right, then you are released at this time. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
And then let's see, I have Mr. Stryker here. Mr. Stryker, I see you have one client, is that correct? Dewana McDaniel?
Just one client, Your Honor.
All right, are you ready for announcement of this, or do you need to speak with Mr. Bishop?
If I could speak with Mr. Bishop.
Certainly. Mr. Bishop, Mr. Stryker, if you all will watch your screens, my court clerk will set up a breakout session for you. And you all can go and visit. When you're done, just go ahead and come on back to the general courtroom. Okay. All right. So I have several other folks who have logged in. Do any of you believe that you are represented by an attorney? If so, please unmute and tell me who you think is representing you. All right. I didn't think so. I thought everyone else was pro se. I'm going to go over some general information that you need to know and understand before you decide how to handle your case or cases. Please listen carefully to this information. You will have the opportunity to ask questions at the end before you enter a plea, but please do listen carefully to all this information. Also understand, I cannot hear any of the specific facts about your case or cases until I know what your plea will be. Pardon me just a second. So as I mentioned, this is the Municipal Court of Dalworthing and Gardens. We handle Class C misdemeanors and municipal ordinance violations. These are criminal charges which carry fines only as their punishment. Because they are criminal charges, if you're found guilty, a criminal conviction is reported on your record to the state authorities, so listen carefully to these rights and options. You have the right to request a trial by jury. What that means is if you wish to plead not guilty, you can request that we summons in a group of citizens to sit and hear the evidence and decide guilt innocence. Now, tonight is the contest docket, but we do not have juries here tonight. We don't do jury trials via Zoom. So if you wish to have a jury trial, your case will be reset to a pretrial hearing and then scheduled for an in-person jury trial at a later date. If you do not want to have a jury trial, that's absolutely fine. The law does not require that you have a jury trial. It simply requires that you be told you have that option. And if you wish to waive that right and have me, the judge, hear your case instead, then I can go ahead and hear your cases tonight. Now, in addition to your right to a trial by jury, you have the right to be represented by an attorney. If you wish to hire an attorney and you have not yet done so, please let me know when I call your cases to be heard, and then I can give you a pass until next month's docket to give you time to consult with an attorney. Otherwise, if you want to represent yourself, that's absolutely fine. The law does not require that you hire an attorney, but if you do not have a licensed attorney representing you, then you, the defendant, must speak for yourself. Even if you're a minor or a juvenile, you cannot have anyone other than a licensed attorney speak for you. You must speak for yourself. I cannot give you legal advice. I cannot give you any idea how I might rule. So if you wish to speak with an attorney because their training and experience could be of great benefit to you, I'll gladly give you a pass until next month's docket. Otherwise, if you are representing yourself, just understand that you will be held to the same standard as if you were an attorney. I cannot give you any assistance in deciding how you wish to handle your case or cases. Now, when I call your cases to be heard, the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go over what charges are pending against you here in Dalworthing and Gardens. Listen carefully to what I say, please. If you think that there are different charges than what I tell you, or if you think there are additional charges, please let me know so that we can make sure we have all of your files here so you can take care of your cases and not have to come back to court another time. Then, before I can hear any of the facts or circumstances about your cases, I must know how you plead to each charge. You have three options. I'm going to go over those with you right now and explain what they mean. You may plead either guilty, no contest, or not guilty. And let me explain what those mean. With a plea of guilty, you are admitting your guilt to the offense charged. It is all I need to hear in order to find you guilty. I don't have to hear any other facts or circumstances. With a plea of no contest, you are not admitting guilt to the offense charged. You're simply saying, I don't want to contest the case. I don't want to have a trial. I want to go ahead and dispose of it. This allows you to dispose of your case without admitting guilt. And you may request the deferred disposition probation if you wish to do so to keep it off of your record. But you do need to understand that a plea of no contest in a criminal courtroom such as this carries the same legal weight as a plea of guilty. So if you plead no contest, but then do not request the deferred disposition probation, then at the end of the hearing, I must find you guilty. I cannot find you not guilty if you plead no contest. Sometimes people try to avoid having a trial and they plead no contest, and then they try to tell me some facts that they think would support a not guilty verdict, and it just doesn't work that way. If you want to plead not guilty, that is absolutely fine, and you can have your trial, but just understand you can't avoid a trial and be found not guilty at the same time. So your third option is you can plead not guilty. If you're pleading not guilty, that is where you're saying you did not do what you're charged with, and there needs to be a trial to determine guilt innocence. And for everyone who's waiving their right to a jury trial, your cases can be heard tonight. So you may have your trial tonight. All right. Now, I mentioned deferred disposition probation. If you want to dispose of your case and not have a conviction on your record, the law allows you to request deferred disposition probation. That is where you, the defendant, enter a plea of guilty or no contest on the record, and I make a finding that there would be enough evidence to find you guilty, but I do not find you guilty. Instead, I defer or I put off finding you guilty for 90 days. During that 90-day time period, you are on an informal probation out of my court. And I say informal because we don't have a probation officer, so you don't have to report every week or every month. You pay your deferral fees. They're usually about the same amount as what the fine would be. You pay the court costs. They are state mandated, and they're the same either way, whether you take a conviction or you do deferred disposition probation. Depending on your age and the offense you're charged with, you might be required to attend a class or to do some community service. My number one term and condition for everyone on deferred disposition probation is that you don't commit a criminal offense while you're on the probation. That means don't get a Class C ticket for speeding, and then obviously don't do anything more serious than a Class C ticket. If you follow the terms and conditions that I set, then at the end of your 90-day probation, your case or cases will be dismissed, and you will be able to honestly say you were not convicted of the offenses you were charged with. Now, the alternative is, if you don't follow the terms and conditions that I set, our prosecutor could file a motion to have you adjudicated. That means to have you found guilty. A warrant could issue for your arrest. You could be arrested, convicted, and face up to the maximum fine and court costs. So make sure you understand the terms and conditions of your deferred. We will go over them during your hearing, and they'll be printed in a block on the paperwork that you receive, and make sure you're able to follow them. If you have a circumstance where you're not going to be able to follow a term or condition, you need to notify me by notifying my court staff and ask for a modification if you need a change or an extension if you need more time to complete it. Let me give you an example. If you're charged with driving with an expired driver's license, a standard term of condition of probation that I set is that you renew your driver's license and you get your driver's license valid during your probation. If you make an appointment at DPS, but it's not going to be for 4 months from now because they're backed up, then contact my court staff and ask for an extension. We can give you the extra time to get that done. Now, if you have a condition that I set that you're not able to do because of a change in your circumstances, then you need to ask for a modification. And here's an example. If you're charged with failure to maintain financial responsibility, which is the no insurance charge, typically I require that you obtain and maintain insurance while you're on the probation. But if you are no longer driving, if you no longer have a vehicle, then you have nothing to insure. You need to notify me of that, because instead of ordering you to provide proof of insurance, I'm going to order that you not drive during your 90-day time period unless you provide proof of insurance to the court. If you are ordered to provide proof of insurance from July 1st until October 1st, and on October 1st, you come in and say, oh, I didn't have a car during that time period, you're in default. And you have violated a term of your probation. So you need to make sure you understand the terms and conditions, and you'll be able to follow them. And if your circumstances change during your probation, you can ask for a modification or an extension at any time. Now, I mentioned that punishment is by fine. I'm going to go over the general punishment ranges that you're facing. For most of your rules of the road violations, your speeding tickets, etc., the punishment range that you're facing is up to $200 plus court costs for each offense. Certain offenses have special punishment ranges. For example, failure to maintain financial responsibility, which is the no insurance ticket, has a punishment range that starts at $175 and goes up to $350 for your first offense. A second or subsequent offense, the punishment range starts at $350 and goes upwards from there. All other general Class C misdemeanors and most of our municipal ordinance violations have punishment ranges of up to $500. Certain municipal ordinance violations have punishment ranges of up to $2,000. And finally, if you were involved in a moving violation, which resulted in either bodily injury or serious bodily injury to another person, the punishment range that you're facing is up to $4,000 plus court costs. Now, bear in mind, whether I'm hearing the case or a jury is hearing that case, the full punishment range is open to the trier of facts. So if you have any specific facts or circumstances which would touch on what an appropriate punishment would be in your case, please tell me about that at the time of your hearing. I can't hear that information before you enter your plea, but once you enter your plea, as long as you're not pleading not guilty in front of me right then I can hear any relevant facts or circumstances. I'm going to pause the instructions, the information at this time. I see we have Mr. Bishop back. I expect we'll have Mr. Stryker back in just a moment, and then I will resume the instructions and take the announcements from the pro se defendants. All right, I see we have Mr. Bishop and Mr. Stryker. Mr. Bishop, Mr. Stryker, do you all have an agreement in this case?
Yes, Your Honor, we do.
Yes,
We
Your
have an
Honor.
amended plea offer in regard to Dewana Monet McDaniel.
Mm-hmm.
First, in regard to the speeding, the amended plea offer is a fine of $165
Uh-huh.
plus $159 for a total of $324.
Mm-hmm.
Respectfully ask the court to consider a 150-day deferred disposition.
Okay.
That would be paid, court costs down by Monday, and the balance $100 bi-weekly.
Mr. Stryker, is your client prepared to accept this offer?
I believe so. Is she on the Zoom at all?
Do you want to call her name?
Dewana McDaniel?
Dewana McDaniel, if you're there, please unmute. Dewana McDaniel? Dewana McDaniel, she is not here.
Not, okay. Yeah, this is basically what we discussed, so yes.
And then the state would agree to bar the no U-turn upon successful completion of the deferred.
Okay, give me a second. Give me just one moment to get the file, and then I will take the plea, okay?
Thank you, Your Honor.
All right, so to this charge of speeding in a school zone, going 45 in a 20-mile-per-hour zone, how does your client plead?
No contest, Your Honor.
Waives right to jury trial, correct?
We do, Your Honor.
Okay, all right. So based upon the plea of no contest, I am making a finding that there would be enough evidence to find this defendant guilty, but I will not. Instead, I'll defer finding them guilty, and I'll place them on deferred disposition probation out of this court for 150 days. The deferral fee will be $165. Court costs are $159. The total is $324. This will be due with court costs by Monday, and then the balance due at $100 every 2 weeks. And the defendant is going to be on deferred disposition for 150 days. Let's see, and she was over 25 at the time of the offense, correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, and upon successful completion, we will bar the U-turn charge. Mr. Stryker, is there anything else that you need to put on the record in this case?
Nothing further, Your Honor.
Anything further from the state, Mr. Bishop?
Nothing in the state, Your Honor.
All right, thank you very much, Mr. Stryker. You are released at this time.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you. All right. All right, so I'm speaking now back to the pro se defendants. I explained deferred disposition probation. Now, your deferred disposition probation will start, the 90 days will start once you get your deferral fees and court costs paid in full. This is a Zoom court, so obviously you can't just pay your deferral fees and costs or your fines and costs here at the end of court tonight because we're online. So we consider paid at the time of court if you can get it paid in full by Monday. If not, you can request a payment plan. And typically I require a down payment of the court cost and then payment of the balance at $100 every 2 weeks, unless you have some special circumstances why you're not able to do that. Now, if you do not want to do deferred disposition probation, If you're going to go ahead and take a conviction on your record, but you're unable to pay the full amount of your fines and court costs by Monday, you may request to do a payment plan with a conviction. If you're doing that, you do need to understand that you're found guilty at the time that you enter your plea here in court. This is important because if you default on your payment plan, if you miss a payment, then a special type of warrant can issue for your arrest. It's called a CAPIS profile warrant. That tells the arresting agency you've already been found guilty and you simply owe the money, and this is not bondable. So you could be arrested and held in jail until the full amount plus warrant fees are paid. So just like with the terms and conditions of deferred disposition probation, if you're on a payment plan, make sure you understand the terms and you're going to be able to follow them. If something happens, if you get sick, so you don't work for a week, that means you don't get paid or you don't get paid as much, contact my court staff and ask for an extension or a modification. As long as we hear from you, we will work with you because we understand that things happen in life. But if we don't hear from you, if you just stop paying and we don't hear from you, then our ultimate only option is to issue a warrant for your arrest. I don't want to have to issue warrants for people's arrest, but you've got to communicate with the court if you have some change in circumstance. Now, I've given you all a lot of information. I can take general questions about all of this before you enter your plea, but just remember, I cannot hear any of the specific facts about your cases until I know what your plea will be. I'm going to call you to unmute in the order that you logged in. I'll take everyone's pleas and we'll try to get everyone processed through as promptly as possible. The first person I have is Sabrina Muniz. Can you please unmute?
Sorry. Yes, that's me.
Yes, Ms. Mia, hi. Actually, you have one case pending. It's parking violation, parking in the handicap zone. Do you understand
ma'am.
that's what you're charged with?
Yes, ma'am.
Were you able to hear my explanation about defendant's rights and options that I went over at the start of court?
Yes.
Do you have any questions about those rights or options?
No, ma'am.
All right, then to this charge of parking violation, parking in the handicap zone, how do you wish to plead? Guilty, no contest, or not guilty?
No contest.
Okay, and you wish to waive your right to a jury trial and have me hear your case today, correct?
Yes.
And you wish to represent yourself, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, Ms. Muniz, I think you may have gotten away from your Wi-Fi. Your signal's kind of breaking up a little bit. I know also
okay.
you
Can
may
you
be
hear me?
moving, so I think if you can hold still or maybe stay near your Wi-Fi router, that might help, okay?
Okay.
Okay, so I've received your plea of no contest. Do you have any information you wish to tell me or any requests that you wish to make?
Yes. So at the time of the like my ticket issuing,
Mhm.
I was 9 months pregnant and I had my 4-year-old with me, and me parking in the handicap, it was late at night, 11 o'clock at night, and it was the safest parking spot that I could find. And I knew that I was going to just be in and out literally within 5 minutes. I was grabbing some milk, checking out, and coming back to my car just so I could go home. And that's when the officer pulled up and immediately just started aggressively talking to me and coming at me as if I was already like a felon. I understand that I was, parked in a handicap, but due to the circumstances of it being late at night, me being 9 months pregnant and having my 4-year-old child, I thought that it would been okay, just for the time being. So that is why I'm pleading no contest, just so I can, I guess, I don't know what I'm trying to say, but I just wanted to hear, get my side of the story across, just so that I can give maybe a little bit of maybe just a warning and not the whole citation.
I cannot change the citation to a warning. All right, that's
Okay.
something that the police brought to the court and it's been filed. But I'll take this into consideration. Do you want to? Are you requesting deferred disposition probation to keep this off of your record?
Yes.
Okay, I'll grant that request. Is there anything else you wish to tell me?
No, ma'am.
And have you had your baby?
Yes, he's right here.
That's what I thought, but I wasn't sure. All right. Well, based upon the plea of no contest, I am making a finding that there would be enough evidence to find you guilty, but I'm not going to find you guilty. Instead, I will defer finding you guilty and I'll place you on deferred disposition probation out of this court for 90 days. Based on the information you told me, I'm going to reduce the deferral fee down to $50. Court costs are $19. So your total there is going to be $69. Can you get that paid in full by Monday, or do you need some time to pay it out?
I can get it paid in full by Monday.
Okay. Let me make the note here. Now, I understand that you were not going to be there very long. And I understand that, being very pregnant and with a child, that you would want to park in a safe spot. But that doesn't, you can't park in a disabled spot, because what if
Yes,
someone
ma'am.
in a very similar situation, but who actually is disabled and has that placard, was pulling up there also?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, because so that's why I know it can be hard and frustrating, but you've got to just park in a spot as close as you can that's not a disabled spot. You understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, any questions about any of this?
And for the payment, where do I have to go in person to pay it, or?
You don't have to go in person. You can pay online, and I believe you can
Okay.
call and make a payment also. My court staff can email you the paperwork unless you want to come in and pick it up.
Okay.
Do you want to come in and pick it up, or would you prefer them to email it to you?
Prefer to email, please.
Okay. They'll email it to you. Just make sure you get the payment in by the end of business on Monday. We do have a night drop box, so if you want to leave the payment overnight, you can do that. You can come in person, pay online, or call over the phone. All right?
Okay.
Okay, this concludes your hearing. You're released at this time.
Thank you.
Mhm.
Bye-bye.
Next, I have someone who logged in with a telephone number. It begins with area code 682 and ends in 054. Will you please unmute and state your name? 682 ending in 054. Please unmute and state your name. Need the court participant who is logged in with a telephone number that begins in 682 and ends in 054 to please unmute at this time and state your name. I'm going to go on to the next defendant. The next defendant I have is Gerald Seeley. Jarrell Seeley.
Hello?
Yes, there you
Hello?
go. Hi, Mr. Seeley.
This is
I show
Abbas.
that you have two cases pending. One is,
Hello, man?
yes, sir, I can, I'm sorry, this is the person on the phone. You're gonna need to,
Yeah.
hang on, I'll come back to you, but I've started with another defendant, so you can go ahead and mute, and I'll call you to unmute in just a minute.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, Mr. Seeley, I show that you have two cases pending. One is no motor vehicle inspection, and the other is failure to maintain financial responsibility. And I see that you have a commercial driver's license.
Yes,
And
ma'am.
you were wanting to show proof of insurance. Was it at the time of the offense or currently?
Uh, at the time I had it, but it wasn't up to date. Well, it was expired. So the last time I came to court, I had the correct documents, and you told me you checked them out. You said they was good. You told me to get this paper signed. I got it signed by my company, saying that I had permission to drive the vehicle.
Okay, looks like we just got this a few minutes ago. Okay, let me see what you sent in here. All right.
Yes, ma'am.
So the transit truck that you were driving is owned by this company, is that correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Give me just one moment here, sir.
All right.
Okay, all right, so Mr. Seeley, we've got to confirm the insurance case, all right? We got to confirm that it was actually valid, but with that confirmation, that case can be dismissed. We have the prosecutor here, Mr. Bishop. Mr. Bishop, Mr. Seeley, has a CDL. He has indicated he wishes to plead no contest to the no motor vehicle inspection. I'm going to give you all an opportunity to talk to see if there's an offer that you can make on this, all right? Okay. So,
Yes, Your Honor.
Mr. Seeley, Mr. Bishop, if you all would watch for the breakout session in just a minute, and we'll get you set up, okay?
Okay.
Okay, it'll be just a moment. I'll go ahead and take the next case, all right? So, the person with phone number 682-054, can you please unmute and state your name?
Hello?
Yes, can you state your name, please?
My name is Abbas Hosseini.
Can you spell your last name?
ALHUSSEINI.
Thank you. Give me just a moment to get your file. All right, Mr. Al-Husseini, how old are you?
I'm 16, turning 17 in like a couple weeks.
Okay, and do you have a parent or guardian there with you?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am. I am Ali Al Husseini. I'm his father.
Okay, and the last name is spelled the same way, Alusseini?
Yes, ma'am. Same last name and my first name Ali, Ali.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, ma'am.
Okay, so since you are 16, we have to have a parent or guardian present to observe this. Do you understand, sir?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so I show that you have one case pending, and that's speeding going 56 in a 40-mile-per-hour zone. Do you understand that is the charge pending against you?
Yes, ma'am.
Were you able to hear my earlier explanation about defendant's rights and options that I went over at the start of court?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you have any questions for me about those rights or options?
Could you repeat the three pleads, please, for
Certainly.
me?
You can plead either guilty, no contest, or not guilty. All right. Are you wanting me to explain what they mean, or did you just want me to repeat them?
Can you explain them, please?
Certainly. With a plea of guilty, you are admitting your guilt to the offense charge. Like you would be saying, I was speeding 56 in a 40-mile-per-hour zone. All right. With a plea of no contest, you're not admitting guilt. You're not admitting that you were speeding, but you're saying, I don't want to contest the case. I don't want to have a trial. I want to go ahead and be able to dispose of my case. So that is an option to go ahead and dispose of your case. You can either take a conviction on your record, or you can ask for the deferred disposition probation. All right. And then the third option is where you say not guilty. That's where you're saying I did not do what I was charged with. I want to have a trial. Okay. Any other questions?
Can I do no, ma'am.
Okay. Then to this charge of speeding, going 56 in a 40-mile-per-hour zone, how do you wish to plead? Guilty, no contest, or not guilty?
I plead no contest, please.
All right.
Ma'am.
Yes, sir. And you wish to waive your right to a jury trial and have me hear your case today, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
And you wish to represent yourself, sir?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Do you have any information that you want to tell me or any requests that you want to make?
I would like to defer my case, ma'am.
Okay. I will grant that. Is there anything else you wish to tell me?
About payments, please. Like, can I do payments like every week or so?
Yes, we'll talk about that in just a moment, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
And are you in school, sir?
Yes, ma'am.
Where do you attend school?
Martin High School.
Okay, all right. All right, anything else you wish me to take into consideration?
I just apologize.
Thank you very much. I appreciate that. It's important to pay attention to the speed, and even if you feel like you have something urgent that you need to get home, just drive the speed limit and you'll get home faster than if you get stopped by a police officer, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so based upon your plea of no contest, I'm making a finding on the record that there would be enough evidence to find you guilty, but I will not find you guilty. Instead, I will defer finding you guilty and I will place you on deferred disposition probation out of this court for 90 days. Your deferral fee for this offense is $80. Okay, Mr. Sealy, you need to go to mute. The deferral fee is $80. Your court costs are $134. The total is $214. Can you get a payment of $100 paid by Monday?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Can you pay the balance of $114 in 2 weeks?
Yes, ma'am.
I'm making my notations here. All right. Now, how long have you had your driver's license?
Since July of last year, ma'am.
Okay. So since you had not had your driver's license for a year at the time of the offense, you're going to have to take the DPS driving test again. What that means is you are going to either need to go to DPS or one of the driving schools that is licensed to administer those tests and take and pass the driving test. Additionally, you will need to complete a driving safety course. You can do that online and get the certificate. You need to sign it and deliver it here to the court within the 90-day probation. Do you have any questions for me about those conditions?
Yes, ma'am.
Go ahead.
For my payments, do I go to the court to pay it?
You can come in person during business hours and pay in person and get a receipt. We have a night drop box, so you can drop the payments off after hours if you wish to do so. You can also pay online, or you can call and pay over the phone.
All right.
Okay. We need a good email
My
address for
second-
you, sir.
What'd you say, ma'am? I couldn't hear you.
We need a good email address for you. Can you please give me a good email address?
Yes, ma'am. Abbas Edhusseini, all lowercase, 321@gmail.com.
Go ahead and spell it out for me, letter by letter.
ABBASALHUSSEINI 321@gmail.com.
Okay. All right. Thank you very much. All right. We will email you your paperwork. All right. You should get it by Monday and get the down payment in by Monday, get the balance paid within 2 weeks. Once you get it paid in full, your probation will start and you'll have 90 days to complete a driving safety course and get the certificate back into us and to take and pass the DPS driving test. All right. If you need an extension, if you need more time, contact my court in writing and ask for the extension. All right.
Yes, ma'am. I have one more question.
Go ahead, sir.
Whenever I go get my driver license, for my driver test, do I skip the line for my ticket since I have a ticket?
I'm sorry, what do you mean? Do you skip the line for your ticket? I don't understand that.
So like I can so I can finish and get my 90 days over with now.
Oh, are you asking if once you pass it, do you not have to be on probation for the 90 days?
No, ma'am. No, ma'am. Like, do I get like a free schedule so I can within the 90 days
No.
for my
you've got
driving
to-
test?
No. That's so you may have to ask for an extension here. You know, you can go anywhere in the state and take the driving test. You don't have to go to the one closest to you, and you can look around to see what places have driving tests available. Okay, but if you need more
Does this
time,
mean
hang on. If you need more time, if you need more than the 90 days, then it's your responsibility to contact my court and say, I need an extension because my driving test is scheduled on X date, and so I need time to get that completed. So,
what's the course that I need, ma'am?
excuse me, sir?
Yes, ma'am. But one more question.
Yes.
What is the course that I need?
You need to take the Texas authorized driving safety course that is for ticket dismissals in Texas. There are a number of online providers, and you can look that up online and find one that you wish to take. If you're not certain if it's the right type of course, once you have found the one you're interested in signing up for, you can contact my court staff and ask them if that is sufficient. I will tell you there are some courses out there for people who are trying to get commercial driver's licenses, and there are some courses out there for people who've had a DWI. Don't sign up for one of those. Just sign up for one. You can Google driving safety course, ticket dismissal Texas, and you'll be able to find them.
Yes, ma'am. This is my last question. Like I'm not joking with you, ma'am. I'm sorry. Can I drive before before my driving test? Like,
Yes, as long as
or
your
can I still
driver's
can I
license,
still drive?
as long as your driver's license is valid and your father or your mother give you permission, yes.
So what's the point of me taking the driver's test again, ma'am?
It is required, sir, because you got a moving violation within the first year of having your driving license. And so it is a state requirement that the Texas legislature put in several years ago that all judges are required to do that.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am.
Any other questions, sir?
Thank you,
No,
ma'am.
ma'am.
Thank you so much. I'm his father. Thank you so much.
You're welcome, sir. All right, this concludes your hearing and you are released at this time.
All right, bye.
All right, and I have Mr. Bishop back and Mr. Seeley. Do you all have any announcements in the no motor vehicle inspection case?
State does, Your Honor. I'm not aware there is still a violation for no inspection. You get your inspection to get your registration, and then there would be no registration or expired registration. So I think we've got an offense that is no longer an offense, and so we would respectfully request that it be dismissed. And he was driving a company truck that has now been registered in Texas, so he certainly had no culpability in that, you know.
All right, this is dismissed at this time. So, Mr. Seeley, we still have to call and confirm that the insurance was valid. If it was not valid, then we'll notify you and give you a reset and allow you to try to figure things out on the end with your employer, okay?
Yes, ma'am. Yes,
Okay.
ma'am.
All right, this concludes your hearing and you are free to go at this time.
Okay. Thank y'all. Have a good weekend.
You too, sir. You too, sir. And finally, I have Derek Ross. Derek Ross. Can you please unmute Derek Ross? Defendant Derek
Hey, Your
Ross.
Honor, I'm sorry.
That's okay. That's all right. So
I'm trying to
Mr.
work
Ross,
in.
That's okay. You have one charge of disregarding a no left turn sign at a school, and you indicated you wish to speak with the prosecutor.
Yes,
And
ma'am.
so, Mr. Bishop and Mr. Ross, if you all could watch for breakout session, my court clerk can get you set up for that. All right.
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, we have Mr. Bishop and Mr. Ross back. Do you have an announcement on this, Mr. Bishop?
We do, Your Honor. I've talked to the defendant. In fact, he walked me to the actual location of the sign. He's right across the street from it. And Lord knows I've had this situation of my own, picking up a child. But he's got a CDL, and the state would just respectfully request the court to dismiss this in the interest of justice. It's going to do more harm for him, and he's aware of it now, and we'll know not to do this in the future.
Okay.
There was an officer there telling him to come out, and I think his attention was diverted to the officer, not the sign. So he knows now.
Okay, thank you very much. I appreciate that. All right, Mr. Ross, I've just signed the dismissal order. That case is dismissed. All right.
All right, thank you so much. Thank both of you guys.
All right, you are released. You're free to go. Thank you so much. All right, and I think that is our last defendant who is logged in. So, Mr. Bishop, is there anything from the state at this time?
Nothing further from the state, Your Honor.
All right, we'll go off the record at this time.